Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with a full face of Revolution Beauty. So first we're starting off with the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I'm using it as a base. I don't normally like to use concealers as a base, but for these videos I do that a lot because a lot of brands don't offer cream eyeshadows. So next I'm coming in with their Reloaded palette in the named Division, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I freaking hate this palette. I hate it so bad. It's so bad. Don't buy it. It's supposed to be a dupe for the, what's it called? Subversion palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the shimmer shades are so bad. Like, they don't want to work, even with using it with a finger, as you're going to see me do. It still takes a lot of packing on to get the full color. So, yeah, I would definitely pass on this palette. The mattes aren't bad, but, you know, I have these colors in other palettes, so this one got decluttered literally right after I used it. So after I went in with that shimmer shade, I'm going in with this orange shade in my crease. And like I said, you know, the mattes, they're fine. They're nothing special, but they're fine for the most part. Now, the shade that I use in my outer V, this green shade, it's a little fussy, as you're going to see me in the Make It face in a minute. It's workable, you can make it work, but it's not as pigmented as I would like. So you can see, I love to blend with my fingers just because it's quicker for me. Now I'm just adding a little bit extra to make sure that everything is even. So next I'm taking the closest thing they have to a cream shade in this palette. It's a little too dark for me, but it works for these purposes. And just blending out the edges of my crease color right there. Next I'm going in with the Duo Brow Definer. Now this is one of those teardrop shaped brow pencils. Definitely not my favorite. I prefer a micro pencil if I'm going the pencil route, but this is actually still pretty creamy as far as these pencils are concerned. One of the reasons why I don't like them is that a lot of them are on the drier side. So I can make it work, I'm just not that great with that kind of shape. But if that's your type of pencil, I think that this is a good one. And it does have a spoolie on the other end, that's why it's called a Duo Brow Definer. Next, I'm actually going in with this charcoaly color and lining my upper lash line. I had thought I bought an eyeliner, but apparently I didn't, so, you know, eyeshadow works fine for eyeliner most of the time, and it worked fine for this, so yeah, that's what I did. Next, we have the mascara. Now, I almost thought about leaving in the minute, yes, the literal minute of me fighting with this brush when I first pulled it out because it was clogged with product. So, this does not make me want to buy it again. The formula itself is nothing to write home about, but usable. But, I mean, that brush was coated with product and all kinds of matted down, so not fun. Next, I'm going back in with the concealer. I am just actually, you know, concealing with it now. I actually like this concealer fine. I do not think it's a dupe for the Shape Tape like some people do. But, you know, it's a good concealer. I'm having some dry spot issues on this particular day, so I'm having to finagle with it a little extra. But under normal circumstances, this works fine to conceal under my eyes as far as like a slightly lighter coverage concealer is concerned, despite my fighting with it. Next, I'm actually setting it with the Bake and Blot pressed powder. Now, they have cut some shades out of this, but this particular, like, I think it's a translucent shade, is still available, and I really like it, so go for it. Now, I tried to use a shimmer shade for my highlight there, for my inner corner highlight, and then I said screw it and went in with the highlight that I'm going to use on my face later, and that was amazing. So I do recommend the, what is it, Ultra Contour palette. That thing's amazing. Next, I'm going in with the mattifying primer. If you like silicone primers like that, it's actually a really good one. I find it lighter than the Smashbox one because I actually hate the Smashbox primer because it feels so heavy it makes me want to claw my skin off. This does not feel that way, and it does mattify and keep me matte, so great primer if you like that sort of thing. Next is probably one of my favorite things, the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. My shade is F, I think it's O2 now, I'm not entirely sure. But I have a full review on this that I will leave a link to down below. This is a good shade match for me, and it is very mattifying, so if you're really dry skinned you probably won't like it. But if you're oily skinned like me, definitely go ahead and give it a try. They have like 50 shades, I believe is what my count was. You do have to go in sections and blend, as you see me doing on here, because it dries pretty fast. Like it just about sets itself. So if you're a little less oily than me, you could actually probably get away with not using powder with it. But yeah, it's a great foundation all around. Like I said, if you want a full review, you could check out my video down below, but this is actually me like applying it. I am wondering how I'm going to get the last bits of it out once it gets low with that doe foot applicator. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Next is the cream blush palette. I think it's called the Melts. I also have a full video review on this that I can link you guys to, but this is a great cream blush palette, but it is pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. You will have this thing forever because I have had it forever and it's still good. Just, you know, take a little bit and you'll have plenty of product. Going back in with the powder to just set my face. This powder is a little dusty, I will let y'all know on that, so be aware. Next we're going in with the Ultra Contour palette. So first I'm going in with that cooler contour shade right there. And this is where I learned how pigmented it is. Thankfully, it does blend out really well. I am using a little bit of that banana shade right there to help me blend it, but if you want a contour palette, like if that's just something that you really want, I actually really do recommend this because for $10, you're getting a couple of shades. I'm sure it can work for a variety of skin tones. It blends very well, and you will get that super defined contour without really even trying. As you can see, I'm quite impressed. I did use a shade for a bronzer. It is also really pigmented, as I quickly find out. Honestly, I'm wishing I blended it a little bit more once I'm done, because I could still see a little bit of a harsh line thing going on here. I try. I really try with this. But things look different when you're looking in a mirror versus when you're looking at it through the video. Now just bronzing up my neck. My ears, trying to make everything match. And now we have the highlighter. This is a blingin' highlighter, so if you want a poppin' highlighter, this is a good one. If that's not your thing, you might want to go for a different highlighter. I know they have a number of highlighters in their line though, so I'm pretty sure there's something there for everybody. Now here we have the Soph and Revolution Nude lipstick in the shade Cake. It's online only, but it's still available. It's a I'm surprised at how much I liked it, considering I'm not much of a nude lipstick person. And I did get this gloss in a, like, freebie kit. I can't find it online anymore, but it was a nice gloss. And finally, we have the Pro Fix Oil Control Makeup Setting Spray. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.